Hi there, and welcome to this tutorial covering Warrior 2. We will cover all the little intricacies of Warrior 2 and how to make the pose work the best for you. Okay, so now that you're all set up, we're going to start Warrior 2 at the top of the mat in Tadasana. So go ahead and step up. Make sure you have a foot length of space. Your foot, by the way, not a linear foot. Taking your foot, letting the big toe touch the edge and stepping back one of your feet. Yep. Okay, so from Tadasana, we'll start with the right leg in front. So bring your weight onto the right foot, release the left, and we're going to step back a nice big stride, and you can bounce your way back there if you will. Touch the foot as many times as you need to. So in Warrior 2, the main difference here from Warrior 1 is that the hips are open. They're open and they point to the long edge of your mat. This front leg, however, is exactly the same as Warrior 1. We want the inner thigh to be active so that the knee is tracking over the middle of the foot. So essentially this is kind of in a parallel position. Parallel meaning that the hip, the knee, the ankle, and the foot are all lined up in one line. There is a big tendency here for this front leg to collapse forward onto the big toe edge. And here it puts a lot of pressure on the inside of the knee and the inside of the ankle. It'll also create some instability for your balance. So making sure that you rotate that leg. Right? So in Warrior 2, you also want to make sure that you have a nice distance between the 2 feet. If it's too shallow, the knee may float over the toes, and that's not essentially what we want. Again, we want to protect that knee. So making sure that the knee is over the ankle or the middle of the foot. And you can walk and adjust this back leg as you need to find the proper distance. Now again, you want this foot to be your anchor, although there is weight in both feet. Okay. This leg is sort of inwardly rotated in a sense, and the toes, generally speaking, point towards that long edge of your mat as well. Depending on the flexibility in your ankle and how your other joints feel, some people open the foot up a little bit, but as long as it's spread and flat and can bear weight and is comfortable, it's okay. Yeah. So another thing let's talk about here is the feet. There are different theories on where to place the foot, the back foot, in relation to the front foot. I'll go over the 3 and then I'll explain where I think that the best place is. So there is the heel to heel theory. So that if you were standing with your heels together, you'd create a straight line and the back foot stays along that line for heel to heel alignment. Yeah, that's one option. Another option some people do is arch of the foot to the heel. Now, this one requires a lot of openness in the hips, a lot of outwardly rotation for the thighs in order for that to work. I'm not even sure my body will do it, but we're going to find out right now. So this back foot slides back and it's a little bit more crossed. You might not be able to see a huge difference here, but I feel it in my body. There is a difference, right? So here I can see that my hips won't open as much. As I try to open them, this knee starts to collapse because my thighs and I don't have 180-degree turnout. And there are people who do, but more that don't. So don't worry if this drops in, then this is just not the right placement for your body. And that's totally cool because we have other options, all right? So for me, heel to heel is essential so that I can get this leg in its parallel position. So if neither one of those work for you, here's option 3. Take that the back foot, in this case, the left foot, to the inside, right? So I'm not connecting the heels. It's a little further away from the other foot. So it's a wider stance. So now my back foot is actually closer to the edge of the mat. This is great for people who have less rotation in their hips. And it creates a nice stability. You'll feel balanced. And the front knee can be over the middle of the foot. Now for some people, for super tight hips, you may have one foot on one edge of the mat and the other on the other edge of the mat. So what? That's where it is. We work on keeping the alignment to keep the joints safe. Okay, so I'm going to bring myself back to my heel alignment here. Lower belly is pulling up. Let's talk about the hips a little bit. get my shirt out of the way so you can actually see the line of my hips. A tendency that I see a lot is this. If you can see, there's a nice deep crease here in the pelvis. But when that deep crease happens, the pelvis is no longer in a straight line. Well, it is straight, but it's a diagonal line, right? We're looking for it to be parallel to the ground. So to lift this right hip just a little bit, you'll notice the left hip starts to sink, right? Okay, so let me go back to that. Now notice how my spine is. I'm not doing anything to adjust my spine. I'm simply moving the hips. So right now there's a little bit of a curvature to my spine. When I lift this right hip, it straightens out automatically because I've set up a nice solid base in the hips. Now once you do this, you may feel a little bit more sensation, a little bit more stretch here, and more openness here. It depends. Everybody's body is different and where the tightness is. So once you got all that sorted out, the lower belly pulls up and in. Yeah? The front ribs kind of close and interlace. Imagine them interlacing around your belly. You let the arms extend and the head rotates to the right. And you got warrior two.
Thank you for practicing with me. If you liked the class, please hit the like button and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And be sure to click the bell for email notifications when new videos are released. Let me know how you felt after doing this practice in the comments below. I'd love to hear your feedback. Also, if you have a request for a specific focus or tutorial, please ask in the comments below. Please share this video if you know someone who might enjoy it. Be well and remember to breathe. See you next time.